Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Baltimore. What we're trying to do is catch up on some of the events of the day. Well, first of all, we must remember that the President of the United States started yesterday in the Oval Office live. He has been charting for like 10 years now. Ever since he came down from that escalator, he's been charting on the whole damn country. All right, but that's particularly gross because that poor lady behind him, she's in the green dress. She suffered more than most. Okay, in Minneapolis the past month, marked by high intensity immigration enforcement operation Metro Surge, they want to call it. Fatal shootings in Minneapolis. 2. Renee Good fatally shot in her vehicle on January 7th, and Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse, killed during a protest on January 24th. 3,000 federal agents, including ICE and Border Patrol for the Mexican border, are up in Minneapolis. This tells you everything you need to know. We're employed to the Twin Cities. 3,000 arrests in the region, according to DHS. If you believe them, that's Trump DHS, so who knows, right? All right. They did it because they described that there was a dangerous criminal, illegal aliens. I don't know. What are they, from another planet? Aliens? Immigrants. Dumb Fs. And there were the local leaders in court filings allege widespread detention of U.S. citizens and legal residents. Allege, you can take the alleged out because we know it's happening. January 28th, a federal judge found that ICE had violated at least 96 court orders. There was a statewide general, since the start of the year, statewide general strike in Minnesota. Tens of thousands of Minnesotians participated, and over 700 businesses closed. Thousands have joined organized community group watches, ICE watchers. Minnesota officials sought a temporary restraining order to block the surge. That request was denied on the 31st. Following intense public backlash, can you believe that? MAGA tried to signal a potential drawdown of forces. Won't believe it till we see it. Ice water. Now somebody's commenting. Some people are commenting. Keep commenting. Yes, ice water. Jeff dropped a follow. Why you drop a follow? You were following, but you dropped. Why? Somebody said they dropped a follow. Why you drop a follow? Don't like what we say? Give us a call. We'll talk about it. All right. Let's go over the fatal ICE shootings in the last 12 months. Some of them. Alex Preddy, that was the 24th. Renee Nicole Good, that was January 7th. Keith Porter Jr., December 31st. Isaiah Sanchez Barboza, December 11th. Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, that was in September. And death in, there's a list here we have of deaths in ICE custody. So, important actions. If you are going to do ICE watching, which you can, this is what they call it. It's called the salute method. This is what you do. You get these in, you find who you can get this information to, a rapid response network that you are a part of. You first get a part of a rapid response network. I don't know how you do that. You figure these things out. Salute. S. Size. How many agents and officers? Activity. What specifically are the agents doing? If someone is detained and you know that their A number and or the DOB, note it. Location. Give an exact address or intersection. Units. What letters, details, or patches are visible on the uniforms, jackets, vests, or vehicles of the ICE agents? The time, what precise time did you witness it? And what equipment did they have? All right. So in Baltimore, we have something called Project Salt Box. They report on Homeland Security things. They reported that a $1.2 million warehouse was purchased that has a 1,500 bed capacity for holding detainees, which means any brown person. Okay, that's good. We watched this in Baltimore. So Baltimore has become a place where this is happening. You must watch. You must report. See, here's the other thing we're getting out. Get this to all your friends. Advocates emphasize knowing your rights. So ICE is now trying to come up with to show fake warrants in place of real court order search warrants, and you have to be open. You have to be prepared for that. You do not have to open your door unless you see a real warrant. So get to know what that looks like. It has to be federally issued administrative warrants for immigration arrest do not, under longstanding Supreme Court precedent, authorize warrantless home entry in most cases. You can film officers in public places. You can document enforcement activity on your phone, on camera in public areas. That's lawful. A recording can provide very important information, evidence, if there are violations. But always ask if the agent has a warrant. Ask to see any warrant. It should clearly list the address and signed by a judge. Do not answer questions beyond identification. You can choose to remain silent and request an attorney if detained or questioned. And prepare emergency contacts and legal support. ICE encounters happen without notice. Having contact info for legal aid, translators, and community groups can be really important. I'm trying to respond to my fans here. All right, now use the salute method that we already went through. Let's go look at a little in depth into the Alex Preddy murder if you don't know much about it. Alex Preddy was a 37-year-old intensive care nurse at a Veterans Affairs hospital. He was fatally shot by U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents during an anti-ICE protest in Minneapolis. Preddy was filming the incident with his phone when he moved in to assist a woman who had been pushed to the ground by agents. Video footage shows agents tackling and beating Preddy while he was on the ground. Although Preddy was a licensed gun owner and had a firearm in a holster, video evidence indicated he was holding only his phone and the confrontation began. The shooting. An agent reportedly removed Pretty's weapon from his holster and stepped back before multiple shots were fired, killing Pretty. The official response at the time was federal officials characterized Pretty as an armed agitator and a domestic terrorist, and claims that Governor Tim Walz and other state leaders denounced as despicable given that's what they said to those comments. Now that's really reprehensible. I don't know what more you need to hear than that. What you have to do is find out your local network for reporting this stuff, your local city or wherever you are. Not a lot of info on that here in Baltimore. Reach out. A lot of it's word of mouth. Go to the community centers where you think people are community activists in this field and get information on how you can report this. And remember, it's a serious thing. You are trying to report these thugs, these Gestapo agents who are detaining U.S. citizens. And to detain anyone in some of these centers is very inhumane, unless they are, criminals, indicted, criminals that are definitely being looked at for a crime unrelated to just their accent and their color. Okay? How hard is that? Now, let me look on here for some other stuff. Everybody relax now. I want to check something out. Okay, here is a news report by News. And we are just going to share screen on this because it's very important. And it is of the utmost importance. We are sharing the screen for a few seconds here. And here it is. Okay. We got this up here. Let's go and let's do this, and then we'll do the voice on the things. Okay. Let's get some words out here. There we go. This is a look inside the facility. Somebody got a look and was not impressed. She had an hour and 50, elected official, an hour and 15 minutes to observe some 54 detainees who were said to be headed towards California. They were in leg shackles, and this lady here, Congresswoman April Milan Delaney, is touring the facility. And here's what we see. This is what we see. How does this look? This is where these people are being held. Does this look good to you? Does this offend you? Is this okay to you? What you're saying? Seriously, in your heart of hearts, is this all right? No, it's not okay. You know it, and I know it. Let's get to where the people are. This is the George Fallon Center. We've done reviews on that. We've done filming of that a lot. And here we are. There it is again, and there it is again. Here are the people. Look at that. Is that what you want? Is that the United States of America? these people like this. You want somebody doing this dirty work for you, sending people here to lie like that? Well, not me. Okay. No answers, no cause. The other important thing, a very important moment in history today, was when the president, and that was yesterday, the president sharded in the Oval Office. Now, I would like to give credit to the majority of the cabinet who stood behind the president and had no reaction. Was very impressed with that. They maintained composure and they did not, and they acted as if they did not know that a load of shit had just been emitted by the most powerful man in America, in the world. That he was sitting at that moment on shit, his own shit. They calmly removed the press, and they did so efficiently, and that also needs to be credited. It was impressive. They got them out of the room. It was only that one woman. We don't know her name. We think she's married to one of those cabinet members. I don't even think she's a cabinet member. But she held her nose like she was smelling some stank. And that did not jibe with the kind of composure that the rest of the crew, who were just as close as she was, did you see any of them grab their nose and hold it and wince? I didn't. So you have to give credit where credit is due. For what they did there, the courage they showed, the composure, that's something that has to be commended. That's something that has to be, yes, I would say almost admired. They stood there and they took it. They gave nothing away. They gave no quarter. Now the assistants were ushering the reporters out as fast as they could, get them out. And they wouldn't let the president have to sit there for any questions. And for that, they deserve credit as well. But for the lady in the green dress, she did not rise to the occasion. Now, we will end the report with saying the Super Bowl is this weekend. We're going to have more on the Super Bowl, and we are going to say good night from late night Baltimore, the city that can, and sometimes can't, but sometimes can. Tonight in Baltimore, it's icy, frozen, it's cold out there. We wish you all a great night, and we say F MAGA, good night, carry on, stay strong, be courageous, watch your neighborhoods, take out your phones, film any of this ICE stuff going on, or any kind of something you think nefarious or unjust if you're in a public place. All right, everybody, that's all. I'm not talking. We will see you all next time on Late Night Baltimore. Call next time.
Big Rooster.